Hey guys, it's Carter, and today I mostly want to look at the shorter term, the daily chart of Bitcoin here. I have an urgent warning in the short term. However, towards the later part of this video, I'm also going to show you the weekly chart and my updated Elliott wave counts that I now have. They're something I haven't shared on YouTube before. I've shown alternative wave counts for Bitcoin on the weekly chart. However, I think there's now a couple leading counts here that we need to discuss. But yeah, frustrating price action we've seen in the last couple of months here on Bitcoin. And if you watched my last video towards the later part of December when Bitcoin was trading right here, you would have been prepared for this choppy price action. Watch what I had to say back in December. This rally to the downside actually does look a little corrective as well. So we're leaving the door open right now to a potential push back towards the mid and upper 90,000s, but provided we're not getting above the mid to upper 90,000s in the short term, I do believe we are going to take out this low here at around 80,000. So yes, we did see the rally that we thought was possible to the upside towards the mid to upper 90,000s, but since then we've rejected strongly from this resistance level, possibly impulsively below this ascending support level here on the daily chart. And yeah, this does not look good for Bitcoin. This is actually putting Bitcoin in an extremely vulnerable position right now. So what do I think comes next? Stick around and find out. Bitcoin here on the daily chart, extremely vulnerable in the short term. Expect strong resistance if we rally back into the mid 90,000s now. Lots of resistance above our heads. And to be honest here, if we don't rally above 100,000, we're not in the clear here on Bitcoin. So we would need to get above $100,000 in the short term to be mostly back in the clear. However, I don't think that is likely right now with all the resistance above our heads, the possible impulsive drop from the highs here in January. I believe Bitcoin's more likely path is to still take out this low here at 80,000 and head to lower prices. I do believe Bitcoin could be about to capitulate in February towards the low 70s, possibly even the $67,000 level. This $67,000 target is a key target for me down here. It's based on a retracement of a weekly wave count. So the low 70s, possibly even 67,000, seems likely in February in the weeks to come on Bitcoin. And from there, I would look for a strong bounce to occur, possibly to new highs. Who knows? Because at the end of the day, I still do consider this on Bitcoin to be a higher probability corrective move to the downside. And this final move down into the low 70s, possibly upper 60s, would be the completion of our C wave to the downside. Now I'm going to show you what this means on the weekly chart here. What does a drop into the low 70s, upper 60,000s truly mean? Does it mean that Bitcoin has indeed fallen into a bear market, or is there still a possibility for new highs? So yes, I do anticipate Bitcoin taking a trip down to the low 70s, possibly even upper 60,000s here in February, where we could potentially see a strong bounce. Now, this bounce from this region here will determine what Bitcoin's probable path is right now, because I see two Elliott wave counts right here. So my bearish Elliott wave count right here is that we finished an impulse to the upside, and we have now seen an A, B, and we're about to see that completion of the C wave to the downside in this low 70s to upper 60,000s here, and we're going to see a corrective bounce in a B wave that then leads to a C wave towards possibly $30,000 in late 2026. Yes, that is a possible scenario here, but it relies on this bounce here being corrective. At the moment, I believe we are likely actually to see a different wave count occur. So this is the more bullish Elliott wave count that I'm more or less anticipating playing out right now, because our ABC correction always leaves the door open to more upside. A three-wave move down is never a strong topping indication. It could absolutely be the start of a bear market. It could absolutely lead after a top. However, it's no clear bearish reversal at this moment. It's not an impulse. If this turns into a five-wave down, okay, then we're talking. But at the moment, even if we do see a move down into the lower 70,000s, upper 60,000s, it still would be a three-wave down, which always is going to leave the door open for more upside. Provided our next bounce is impulsive, we can favor this wave count here. So at the end of the day, I am anticipating some sort of strong bounce at the $70,000 level. And provided we do see a strong bounce and it is impulsive, we can favor this count. However, if it is corrective, forget it. We have to favor the bear market. At the moment, I'm going to lead towards this count, this bullish count being more likely because we have only seen a three-wave move down and we're in such a strong uptrend here. At the moment, I'm going to favor the trend continuing rather than ending before we see a much clearer sign of a reversal. So let's see how Bitcoin drops. Let's see if Bitcoin can drop to this $67,000 level and hold it, which by the way is the 38.2% retracement of this wave 3 here in this count. Let's see if we can hold on to this level and see a strong impulsive bounce off of it, which would then favor more upside in 2026, or if we see a corrective bounce from here and see a nasty bear market to follow. The final comment that I want to make in this video here is that I respectfully disagree with Steve at Crypto Crew University here. I believe he is a very good chart analyst. He turned me on to technical analysis here. However, I strongly disagree. He called for the beginning of a mega crash here this week, and I don't believe that is likely. I think we are going to see a drop, very likely in the short term take us to the low 70,000s, possibly even upper 60,000s. However, I am anticipating a very strong bounce at that level in either a B wave or a wave 5. So I don't believe this is the start of a major mega crash. However, we could see capitulation in Bitcoin and in crypto in the February period here. But make no mistake, I am anticipating an extremely strong bounce heading into the late winter, early spring period here in crypto. And we're just going to have to watch and see how the bounce plays out. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Have a good one. Stay safe in the markets.